What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. I'm on a road trip right now, y'all. I'm driving all the way to Houston to pick up some family and bring them into town for my daughter's 4th birthday, which is today. So I got that going on. It's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have a blast today. We don't have a lot of plans, you know what I'm saying, but we got family coming in and we're going to figure it out. But anyway, man, I wanted to share with you guys a conversation that I had with my wife the other day, okay? And then I wanted to kind of talk to you about it a little. So I asked my wife the other day, I said, do you think that this world is beautiful? And before she could answer, I decided to sort of like extrapolate my question a little bit to explain myself better. I said, do you think it's possible that beauty is a distraction? And she said, a distraction from what? And so I said, well, do you think it's possible that beauty is a distraction from all of the ugly? You know, it's like the basic law of this planet or this world or whatever. It's like the very first rule of this life is kill or be killed, or eat or be eaten, right? It's the survival of the fittest. And this is sort of a cruel design when viewed from a certain angle, right? And it feels like, sort of like, why? You know, if there's a God, let's say this, if there's a God, an all-powerful, all-knowing, ever-present creator God, who's capable of doing the impossible, right? Then why would we make such a cruel reality where the only way to live is by killing other living creatures? You see what I'm saying? Is it possible that beauty is a distraction from all of the ugly darkness that exists here? And my wife responds and she says, I think that all of that stuff is a distraction. I said, a distraction from what? She said, from beauty, from love. And I was sort of rendered speechless because when she said that, all sorts of things came flooding back to me. I was like remembering a lot of things that I had previously forgotten, that really I had allowed myself to forget. It all came flooding back. She like opened up the floodgates of my spirit or something like this. It was like a reawakening. Okay? It really reminded me of some things. And that got me to thinking, right? Like, how did I forget these things in the first place? And it's pretty simple when I sit down and think about it, right? That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Because it can be hard to choose love in this life. You know what I'm saying? It can be really hard to choose love. And it sort of is the same way, like, you know how it appears anyway, a lot easier for people to sort of nitpick you and nag on you and always bring up the negatives, right? And they hardly bring up the positives. They hardly mention the things that you're doing well or that you're doing right, but they are very quick to bring up the negative aspects, right? And it's like, for some reason, those negative aspects seem to overshadow the light. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you get a glimpse of something greater. You know what I'm saying? You see right through the darkness. You know what I'm saying? The light just cuts right through the darkness and you catch this glimpse of the truth. And then all of a sudden you know it. Okay? But have to constantly remind yourself of what you know so you don't forget it, right? It's just like when you're in elementary school or when you're in grade school, you're constantly drilling yourself with information, right, that the school is teaching you. And you retain that. You can take a test and ace the test. But if you took the same test today, you might not do so well, right? Even though it's only like 8th grade geometry or something like that. If you don't use it on a daily basis and continuously practice, it's going to fade from your conscious mind. It's like a dream, right? You lay down and you have a dream, and sometimes when you first wake up, you remember your dream even in great detail. But as time goes on, as the day progresses, gradually you forget about that dream. It fades right back into the subconscious or the unconscious, right? The same thing happens with mystical experiences achieved with psychedelics, right? You take LSD, or you take a heroic dose of mushrooms, or you smoke some DMT, and you have this amazing experience. But when you come down from the trip, that experience might last you a few days, or it might even only last you a few hours. It might last you a few weeks, but eventually it's going to fade. Even mystical experiences that you have when you're sober-minded, right? I've had the greatest mystical experiences of my life have all been when I was sober, completely level-headed, without the influence of drugs or alcohol or anything like that, right? These were some of the most lucid and clear experiences that I've had, but yet they still fade. They might stay a little bit longer than like a drug trip or a dream, but eventually they'll fade if you're not continuously practicing what you've learned, okay? And that's what I realized. I realized that I sort of fell off my path. I haven't been committing myself to a daily practice. I have not been implementing the information that I've learned. You know what I'm saying? I have not been embodying it. I've not been living it. And so then it just disappears. It dissipates. It goes back into the subconscious or the unconscious. So you have to be continuously practicing, right? And it takes a real G, bro. It takes a real God to choose love in this world rather than darkness. It's so easy for you to choose fear. It's so easy for you to choose hate and vengeance and envy and these sorts of things, right? It's so easy for you to see this world as evil and dark and stuff like this. It's a lot more challenging to break through all of that and see this world for what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, 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 perfect. So, it's a painful experience, you know what I'm saying? It's a painful experience to live in such a dark place. You know what I mean? But you sort of have to take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? Or take the bad with the good. There's a lot of bad shit that's going on the planet, you know what I'm saying? All over the place. If you sit here and think about it, it'll make you want to rip your fucking heart out, bro, and just throw it out the fucking window, right? There's a lot of bad shit going on. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of suffering, okay? But the only thing that's ugly in this world is human shit. Just straight up, it's all human shit. You don't ever look outside in nature and see some ugly shit. You know? But at the same time, there's a lot of beautiful things going on right now, right? Just like right now, somebody's being murdered, bro. Right now, somebody's being raped. Right now, there are children being trafficked across the world. You know what I'm saying? There's all sorts of things going on. But at the same time, there are children being born and being placed on their mother's skin for the first time. There are people falling in love. There are people sacrificing themselves for the people that they love. You know what I'm saying? There are all sorts of beautiful, wonderful things going on. And you can't let the negative overshadow the positive. You know what I'm saying? It's really a mindset game. You've got to get your fucking mind right, bro. You know, or else you're just gonna have a shit of a time. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of get on here and drop that on y'all. I want you to be continuously practicing, bro. You have to choose love. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a conscious decision that you're making. You have to choose